just as a forenote to this video, I wanted to talk about doing reviews. Doing reviews is something incredibly complicated to do. Trying to stay objective, trying to get your own thoughts out of the way and just let whatever happens happen is a hard thing to do. And in this video, I've done just that. This video starts out with me being very apprehensive about a new system, and it ends with me quite enjoying the process of what I'm doing. And I wanted you to just take note of that, because it's incredibly important for the future of our hobby, mining. If we as miners stick with the same things we've always been doing, there's a good chance that we are all going to lose that little bit of gold every single time that we go out. And the future of our hobby depends on the equipment that we have. And some people are out there innovating new equipment all the time. It's up to us to figure out how to use it properly, what improvements those companies could make, and then let them know so they can implement them. And in the end, it benefits us all. So sit back and relax. I hope you enjoy this review. G'day guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. On today's episode, I crash my drone, I review the Gold Claw pan, but I bet the question you're asking yourself is, what's in this box? Oh, yes! All of this gear was donated by Crampo's Prospecting Supplies. Got a whole heap of gear that we're going to sort out and we are going to give away just for donating in March's fundraiser. So we've got a couple of small Garrett pans by the looks of it. We have a sand scoop and a note that I should probably read. Get that off. A couple of classifiers and a couple of turbo pans. So it looks like what we will be doing is breaking these up into kits, and then one will be going for the online donations. Every online donation that comes through is automatically entered into the prize giveaway at the end of March, and you could win one of these, and I'll give one away at the meet and greet as well. So if you're able to come along, you could win yourself a prospecting kit. Now, why we're all here is to do a review on this. I have never seen anything like this pan in my entire life. I'm actually a little bit shocked. I don't know what to expect and I do not know what to think. Let's get into it. Okay. Before I go too much further, I will be going out into the field and I will be testing this very shortly. Now, wrapping my head around a fluid bed sluice like I got from Croc Gold, like this one here. These units, they work off principles that I understand. These units as well work off principles that we're all very familiar with, but I wanted to have a quick look at this and explain some of the principles that I can see going on here. All the three pans that I have here have about the same capacity as each other. So you're talking about one good shovelful of dirt in each one. You're going to be working less dirt. However, watching that guy completely pan out a whole shovelful of dirt looked a hell of a lot quicker than what these two pans can do. Now, I think that's down to the riffling system. Let me explain. There are two types of riffles. There's onset, or what I call onset. Onset riffles are riffles that sit on top of the base of the pan. So you've got the pan wall, and then they've glued or melted, or however you want to attach it, the riffle to that edge. Then there's inset. Inset riffles are the exact opposite. They are built into the wall of the pan. This system works more efficiently. When you pan gold, you will pan it down, and you'll have it always tilted away from you at roughly sort of like a 30-degree angle. You know, not a steep angle. You'll have it at a nice steady rate, and it will force all the gold into that front corner. Once the gold is in that front corner, you're going to use the water, come in and pull the light stuff off. If you accidentally muck up, which is the only reason these riffles are here, if you accidentally muck up, that means these riffles are meant to stop the gold. They're meant to come up, hit that riffle, and then stop dead because there's an obstruction. And you can reshake it down to the bottom, and it'll be back down here, and you can start again, so on and so forth. The problem with onset riffles is because they're on top of that pan edge, it's more like a speed bump and less like a catch, so it's easy for the gold to go up and over. Inset riffles literally create a crevice. Now, the crevice is just the same as in a bedrock. There is a hole for it to fall into, so as it comes down, it lands in that bottom corner, and no matter how far we tilt the pan up to almost a 90-degree angle, it's still got a sheer vertical wall on it. If we tilted this pan up to a 90-degree angle, it's actually got a flat wall that the gold can run straight off. But this still has to go uphill to get out. From what I can see of the gold claw, it's using both systems. You've got really basic riffles here that are onset, and then you've got these riffles here, which are inset. And being at 90 degrees like this, I can see that there is a vertical wall there, just like you would have here, but only on the face of that pan. You've also got an area here that will trap fine gold. On the video, the guy also backpanned out here at a vertical angle, and again, this is a 90-degree angle when it's up. When it's 90 degrees, these riffles are 90 degrees. So when it's horizontal, they're sitting almost completely level. It'd be very hard to lose gold at it. The only real thing I don't get is how you're gonna do the backwash bit to collect your gold, but I'll figure that one out, I suppose. And the other thing that is quite apparent is that you can't classify, and because you can't classify, I think this will have its limitations with where you could use it, because I know that 40 to 60% of any dirt that goes into your pan is large rocks, and that's not good, because obviously if you've got a big rock that takes up 50%, you're going to be able to work less material than one of these pans I can throw a classifier on top of. This is a 40-litre backpack by Black Wolf. Now, this backpack is amazing. It costs over $160, and it has everything you could possibly want to do ultralight hiking trips in. I've done several. You can fit all of your camping gear in here and still have room for other stuff, but never been enough to fit something like this in. And this weighs in excess of, well, close to, 5, 6, 7 kilos easy. With the rubber mat, weighs even more. So I'm talking about maybe 1.5 kilos worth of equipment here. Sluice, straight in, easy as. The only pan apparently I need, this is what we're going to test. Straight in, still got plenty of room for other tools. As it is, I've got 2 brushes, my scraping tool, a scraper in there. I've got a pry bar that I'm going to put in here from the car. And I've also got a yabby pump that I can fit in here as well, and if I wanted to, I could take an ultralight shovel, a folding entrenching tool or something like that, and it would all fit within this backpack. If you were camping with something like a hammock, then you could definitely fit your camping gear in there as well. Old shoes. So a little bit of plan to this madness. I have everything I need to prospect in this backpack, every tool, apparently the sluice and a pan and all that. I know the sluice works, will the pan work? I don't know. So I've brought my other pan kit along, and I'm going to pan all of the gold claw pans into one of them so I can double check the tailings, because I know how to use one of them and I don't know how to use the gold claw. Let's get cracking. That's not a lot of dirt, but then that's about as much dirt as I put on my rocker box sieve every time. So roughly 2 shovels worth. Maybe, maybe not. It's only sand. Let's go. Alright. Now the fella in the video tapped it all back, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do this. Then he put you on this side. Okay, so it definitely held on to a very, very fine black sand. That was the first ever pan that I've done from one of these, and I won't lie, it was strange. That was a very strange thing to do. Now obviously I didn't test what I lost. I just wanted to get a feel for it. The working of it's fine. It's just exactly the same as what you would do with a normal pan. You would use inset riffles like I was talking before, and you use the sideway method to get the dirt to stratify, so the heavies go to the bottom, lights come to the top and run over the top of the riffles. It's the same method with this, but the backwash part where I was trying to get the dirt out of here, out of these riffles at the front and the back, that was tricky. The spot is wrong. Several pans later, and I haven't found anything either in the gold claw or in the old mine lab pan. So what we're going to do is move spots. This spot definitely produced gold the other time, so we'll scratch out some of that. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I just scratched out at the very base of that nice hole. Got some better looking dirt, but because of these large rocks, I lose a lot of space in the pan. So I feel like there should be developed a sieve that fits on top of that pan, specifically designed for this, because you're going to fit 40 to 60% more dirt in your pan, and that's important with a small capacity pan to have that dirt screened down. So gold claw, if you're watching, make a sieve. It'll make it 10 times better. I've just finished another pan, and you can see the dirt caught in the riffles here. Now it catches it really well, no question about it. See if we've got any gold. Yeah, really fine gold, actually, really fine gold. I do not know if you're even going to be able to see that on camera. So it's catching gold. It's doing exactly what it's meant to do. It's catching awesome gold. I'll pan out the blue pan and see if we dropped any, but I mean, we're talking 3 little nano dot on 100 mesh, like probably somewhere around there. Really, really small stuff, and that's why you can't see it on bloody camera. But so I'll just try to wrap my head around this. It's really good at catching gold, like ultra fine gold in heavy black sands, like I know there are on this creek. To catch it that easily, where I can pan a pan out in under 30 seconds kind of thing, is quite good. However, then back panning it and making sure I don't lose any from these riffles or anything like that, that is tricky. That is the hard part. Okay, I'll admit, I'm the inept idiot. I've worked it out. I was thinking of this thing like a pan, but it's not a pan. It's a hybrid sluice pan. Bear with me, I'm still putting this together in my own head. It processes dirt really fast. I mean, really fast. You can get 2 of these shovels in to that one little pan. 2 of those shovels is equivalent to 2/3 of one of those big blue ones. So it can work 2/3 of a normal pan every pan. That's not so bad. For a little pan, that's pretty good. But its real key is its efficiency. So I said before, it's really good at holding on the gold. I've got really small specks of gold in that pan right now. I haven't got rid of them because I want to see how well it will hold on to that gold all day. So it holds on to gold really well, and it gets rid of dirt really fast. it doesn't do the reveal or whatnot that easily, but you don't need to, because all you would have to do at the end of the day is tip that into that whatever concentrates, a very small amount of concentrates that you've got left in your pan, into your collection vessel, like your snuffer bottle or whatever. Go home and pan it off later. So it's about efficiency. It's not about panning. Forget panning. Like I said earlier, it's about the next level, what we can do to improve on our mining capabilities, and this is that next level of panning where I can get a lot of concentrates real fast. What I'm going to do, we're going to do a time lapse. I'm going to see how many of these shovels I can push out in 5 minutes. So, ready, steady, go. Let's get digging. Alright, stopping the clock at 5 minutes and 21 seconds. So 5 minutes and 21 seconds, got 6 pans down to that. That's pretty good. Got to find out if there's any gold in it, but I think I just broke the key of why this pan was built. Yeah, the gold's still in it. Very fine. I'll try and show you on camera. Just there. Finally, we have the first few real specks of gold in the gold claw. How cool is that? It works, man. It freaking works. It's interesting making a YouTube show based on something that's purely down to luck. There's a lot of skill in finding gold, but it does come down to whether the river is going to deposit it somewhere. So just because you don't find gold doesn't mean the product doesn't work. So it's nice to have a bit of colour like that in the pan to show that it does, because the more I'm using this, the more excited I'm getting about the possibilities of what it could be used for in the future. I can see gold and my first shotgun pellet. Look at that. Just sitting there. It's so cool watching the line of black just appear out of nowhere. Just like, whoop, black sand, there we go. And there's all your gold. It doesn't even look like any of it's got past that first riffle. Now that is what you want. Same as what you want in your sluice, you want it to not go past your first riffle. I'm an idiot, I forgot my sunglasses and it hurts my eyes. But it's doing everything it's meant to do. It's stopping the gold first riffle every time. So that is really cool. I'm falling in love with this thing. It's actually a really cool invention. Look at that. Beautiful little bits of gold just sitting there. How nice is that to look at? Just taking a second away from the gold claw over here. I wanted to talk to you quickly about sand-based gravel bars and any sandy creeks that you might be working. My 2 last videos on sandbar gold, I've been pulling out really nice gold, and a lot of people said they're going to start looking at sandbars to work them, and you should, because the gold is there. But there's a couple of things that I haven't mentioned in those videos that you need to understand before you take that plunge of digging a ton of overburden. The first one is a sandy based soil requires you to hit a hard packed layer where the gold will settle, whether that be hard packed rock, whether that be hard packed clay or bedrock. It needs to be reachable. If it's 3 meters down, you're going to be snorkeling and that's not going to work. So you need to be able to hit some layer that's going to stop the gold. The second thing that you need to take into account is that you need to be able to find stuff like this in it. All this rock here is what I pulled out of this hole and pushed up, because this was the overburden. And yeah, there'll be 1 or 2 specks of gold, but most of it will be right on the bottom. So all that digging through, you have to dig right through it. Don't give up. If you can reach bedrock, don't give up. Just a couple feet down, make sure you hit the bedrock, because that's where it'll all change, and it'll all change really quickly. That little hole up there, that turned out to be quite a little spot. The gold on this creek just seems to come in little pockety waves. You hit a pocket and it's just ridiculously good. Once I got down to that bottom level, oh man, couple pans, check this out. Look at that gold! So I haven't emptied the gold claw because I wanted to see if it would hold on to it. We've even got a little bit of amalgam in there. That's pretty impressive. I've got floaters too. Oh man, that's a good little spot. I'll clean that up so you can see that properly later. Put that there. Do not fall over, thank you very much. We're going to run a conclusion. I want you to know what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, and what's sexy. So what can we say about the gold claw pan? Well, first of all, the positives far outweigh the negatives. I've been using this all afternoon, and the more I used it, the better I got at using it, and it just started to sing a beautiful tune for catching gold. I've got a few negatives and a lot of positives to talk about, so let's get going with that. First, two negatives, and there are only two negatives that I can see from this. The first negative is that no standard sieve is going to fit into the top of this, and without a sieve you're going to lose capacity of dirt. So I would like it if Gold Claw came out with something that fit into that unique shape to work as a sieve, because with a sieve you can fit 40-ish% more dirt into it, therefore you could work more pay, and because this is so efficient, I wouldn't mind spending the time screening the dirt down to get that extra pay dirt in there. The second negative is this profile here. Now I understand this design works perfectly at a 90 degree. When it's 90 degrees you're not going to have an issue with it, but when you go to tip the dirt back into your pan, if you try and do it any other way than what I've been doing, I've found there's probably the other ways that I've seen on the videos of the tapping, but this was the easiest way I found for efficiency's sake, was put it under the water, tilt it back, and then shake it back and forth like that, and all the black sand and gold and anything else that might have got caught down there on these riffles floated back into the pan just perfectly. But I want it to be foolproof. I want it to be used by people who don't even care. They just want to get the gold straight back in the pan straight away, and to do that I would like to see a little lip here, so it actually curved up exactly the same as what they've got here, and these ends enclosed so that they're no longer open. If you fix those two things, this would be a monster of a pan. The first positive is how quickly it processes dirt. Because these riffles here are designed to work at a 90 degree angle and you just use side to side motion, it is foolproof. You just shake, 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 slowly tip it up, all the dirt falls out, you're left with that much black sand in under a minute. It doesn't seem to lose gold is the second positive. I did roughly 6 pans into my blue pan and then repanned it out, and I did not find a single speck, and I was finding gold in the Gold Claw, which means that it wasn't dropping it, and it was sub 100 mesh. Like, it is tiny stuff. I am going to try and get a photo of my phone of just how small this stuff was. So it holds on to very small gold. It even held on to shotgun pellets, as you saw on that first riffle, just there, first riffle. Didn't even let go of it. So it holds on to the gold, no worries at all. It's beautifully perfect for that. The last major positive of this is its power to size. Just like the croc gold traps that I've been using, with the small gator one is only 18 inches long, and I can pump through, in the right conditions and the right soil, 100 shovels an hour. That is a monumental amount of soil. Yeah, it's not going to work everywhere, but when it is working perfectly on the stream that you're in, it is a magical thing to watch. And it's the same with this. If you use this in the right soil type, like sandy based creeks or even gravelly based creeks, and rivers, this is where it's going to shine, because it is so small. You can throw it in a backpack, throw it in your car, and leave it there, and you will never even notice that it's there. And if you just find a magic spot out there and you think, I want to have a bit of a test pan, you use this, you find nice gold and you want to get rid of it, but you don't have your sluice, don't need it. You could still process up to 60 pans an hour based off my maths with this, right? So under a pan a minute, I've allowed for a bit of, over a pan a minute, and I've allowed for a little bit of give or take there. This could process 60 pans an hour. 60 pans an hour is a ridiculous amount of gold, like, that you possibly claim from it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to hit subscribe and like, because it helps me build the channel for you guys, so I can bring you better and more complicated videos, just like this one was. I'm about to show you all the gold. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching. See you later.